Hello! Good evening. Happy New Year. Everyone, I missed you guys. I am sitting here with the beautiful, the talented Bianca, Monica. Woo! Thank you so much for being here.
Of course. I'm so happy to be here. Happy New Year.
Thank you. I'm sorry it's cold outside.
It's okay.
Good thing it wasn't yesterday.
Oh, yesterday was really bad.
Yeah.
11 degrees. No, it was
like negative.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's okay. But if you're a New Yorker, it's okay.
That's very true.
Alright, so let's get to it. Okay, so you began publicly disclosing your musical talent at age 14. Mm-hmm. Were you always inclined to sing at a very young age, even before you turned 14?
Well, I always used to sing around the house and everything, and then at a certain point my mom was like, I can't take it anymore, like, you need to do something with this. Right. So, I started taking it, I guess, semi-seriously when I was 14.
Were you taking any vocal lessons?
Yeah, I started when I was 14, taking vocal lessons, so I've been doing that for a while with different coaches and stuff. So.
Okay. And are you still training?
Yes.
How is your schedule like?
I do it like every couple weeks, and I do my exercises on my own, but I'm training classically now, which I'm really excited about, so I'm studying opera a little bit, so yeah, it's
That's
cool.
so fantastic. Okay, so joining a band at 14, that's what I read, correct me if I'm wrong, okay, and attending school at the same time is pretty rigorous. How did you, especially your parents, how were you guys able to balance that schedule?
It was crazy because it was a funny way that it happened. At the same time, I was trying out for the lacrosse team at high school, and I auditioned for this band, and I was like so into lacrosse, and I was like, I'm gonna make the team, I'm gonna make the team, and all my friends made it, and I didn't make it because I had like an asthma attack. It wasn't an asthma attack, I was just really out of shape because I wasn't athletic.
Right.
But I got into the band, and because I auditioned for the band that I found.
Everything happens.
And everything does happen for a reason.
In the back of your mind, did you feel like you wanted to join the band instead? Like,
yeah, definitely. I mean, it was definitely a lot different than playing lacrosse with all my friends. I mean, like, I was in an alternative rock band at like 15 years old.
And how old were your bandmates?
They were the same age. One of them was 17. Okay. So it was like the same age range.
And you were the lead singer?
Yes, I was.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how did they find you?
How did they find me? How did I find them? I think it was my friend from high school, her dad. I don't remember actually. It's a crazy story. I think the dad from my band, his name was Mr. D, and he does heating and hi Mr. D. He does heating and air conditioning, and he did heating and air conditioning at my friend's house, and he was talking about his sons that are in a band. Right. And she was like, oh my god, my friend sings, blah blah blah, and then they were like, we're looking for a singer. Yeah, it's such a small, isn't that so crazy? Yeah. But my parents, it was crazy the way my mom just drove me to band rehearsals like 20 minutes away, like after school.
So everything was like in your vicinity. Everything worked out for you.
Yeah, everything wound up working out. I mean, it was a struggle and a lot of tears, as in like everything, but.
But everything paid off.
Yeah, definitely.
So in 2009, you co-wrote and released your self-titled album.
Yes.
Your first album.
It was an EP, so it's a few songs.
Okay. Well, still. What was your vision behind the creative process?
Well, I co-wrote the songs, but I was definitely a lot more into a pop sound, and the 80s were like a big influence, and I guess just, I mean, I write off of experience, but yeah, definitely like my daily life experience fuels my songwriting and collaborative.
Is it difficult to co-write with someone? You guys probably don't really go through the same experiences.
I mean, it's definitely really difficult to find someone to write with and to collaborate with, especially if they're producing the EP too.
Do you feel like you have a voice?
Oh yeah, definitely. I do, and I think it's really great that the people I've worked with totally understand my vision and what I'm trying to convey and like the direction I want to go in, and it's definitely nice to have someone like push you on the other end, like creatively, and pushing you out of like your comfort spots and I think that's definitely necessary in the studio because it's a really, I think it's a really,
intimidating?
yeah, it is.
I've
It's scary. It's like you're letting your guard down. It's being vulnerable and
all eyes on you.
yeah, and it's like not even do it right, but it's like you have to like put your all into it because it has to convey in the recording, and it's like you want to be real, and it's like breaking down and like stripping down and showing all those parts is so vulnerable, and you really have to like trust the person that you're working with too, because it's like, you know, any relationship that you have. So
how long is a session, a recording session? Not a particular session, but to record a full song?
Oh my God, well the last EP that I did, it took us like 6-7 months to do,
the entire
and it was only, I mean, I wound up releasing 3 songs, we recorded 5, but I'm just like really hard on myself.
Right.
And yeah, and like nothing is ever good enough, and it just took me a while to like really break myself down and like get to those, feel vulnerable and let myself do that. So
do you have other people, let's say your family members, close people who won't actually tell everybody what your music's about until it actually releases? Do you have them listen to your music first and get their opinion?
yeah, definitely. I've definitely done that in the past, and it's definitely really, it's a good idea, but it's a bad idea at the same time. I feel like the next thing I record, I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna keep it to myself, because I feel like sometimes people's opinions like sway mine, and I'm like, oh wait, I didn't hear that, or oh wait, that does sound like that, you know what I mean? But I think that since music and my songwriting is so personal, and the way I want to develop is personal, that I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to be a little bit more private.
All right, so a few weeks ago, the Concrete Rose magazine team saw you perform at Pianos.
Yes.
Awesome.
Did you guys have fun?
We did have fun, and then let me explain, because, and I'm not even trying to toot your horn, but it needs to be tooted. Because before you actually performed, there was someone else before you. I'm not going to say the band's name. I don't remember the band's name, but it was empty, and people were strolling in and walking out, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's okay. As soon as you got on stage, it was packed. Like, it was crazy. We're trying to film it, pushing. I'm just like, oh my God, it's great. And I'm like, ah! And he's like, you hear my ear? It was great. I was screaming so loud. It was so good. But when I first saw you, and, you know, we introduced ourselves, you were so sweet and docile and meek, and I was like, oh, okay, what kind of stuff? Because I didn't hear, I told myself not to listen to anything before you got on stage. I'm like, oh, that's a woman. I was like, wow. Do you get that reaction often?
I get that all the time. It's really funny.
Because you're like, hi, and you're like, I'm like, oh.
I feel like I'm a different person on stage. It's like,
it was good. It was nice, but it just, I totally did not expect that at all.
Well, thank you.
It was really nice, really nice. Does it take you long to warm up to a crowd?
What do you mean, like just at a show?
At a show.
I mean, not really. I mean, I just go out there and kind of do my thing, and it's like, I've had such great luck, and I'm so blessed in New York that everyone is so into it, and everyone like knows my songs now, and they're all dancing and they're all screaming. So
do you ever get nervous, like before you walk on stage?
No, I'm just like,
really,
I'm friggin' ready, you know, I'm like ready to do this. I used to, but I think it was just taking time to like get used to the band and getting used to playing my songs out, but now it's so comfortable. It's like I love to do it. It's like a release for me.
Do you forget your own words?
Sometimes I do, and I just like make them up. But
seriously, really? Do your fans like?
It's like very rare, but sometimes I just get really in the zone, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's like I'm in another world. You know what I mean? It's like it's weird, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, wait, am I singing the right? Is this the right verse? Because I totally zone out, and it's like, yeah.
Well, as long as you're
in another universe.
Yeah, you just play it off. Okay, so usually artists it would take them a lot to pull strings to perform, and I knew someone who actually he's in a band, and he tried so hard to play, and it was a pretty good band to earn a spot in like Rockwood Music Hall and Pianos, and it's just like everyone just loves you. Like, how was the process of you actually performing there? Did you know people, or did they just ask you?
I didn't know anyone at any of the venues I've played at. I started last December, a year from now, and I was like, I'm going to play a show every month, and I'm going to hit every venue that I've wanted to play in New York.
Right.
And I did that, and I reached that goal, which was amazing. But it took a lot of persistence and, you know, sending millions of emails and just not stopping and finding them on LinkedIn or Facebook, like the booking agents. And I don't know, it just kind of like worked out, and it was just because of persistence, really. And I knew what I wanted, and I just jumped on it.
So are you a regular at any of these places? Like, if you call in, it's like, all right, come on.
Well, I've played, I mean, most of the venues I can just be like, oh, do you have any shows for me? Like, Arlene's Grocery is amazing, and they've been asking me to play shows, which is so sweet. And same with pianos, like, pianos is my spot. I love it.
I have a question. This is totally not on here. I just remember when you were performing, and the person was performing for you too. They said "Thank you, Mama" or something, Mother.
Oh, Mother. Oh,
who is that?
It was Penn. Do you know Penn Badgley from Gossip Girl? He played Dan Humphrey. You don't know Gossip Girl? I didn't really watch either, but I know who he is. It was his band who had like the residency there for the month.
Okay.
So they were at the end. So like a huge.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. When we woke up, we were like, who the hell is Mother? Like, who are you talking to? Because the girl before you did, and you was just like, and then you said the same thing. I'm like, okay, like
yeah, it was a band.
I don't understand what's going on. Okay, sorry, I just don't know. Okay, so
they're cool. They're from Brooklyn, and they're a really cool vibe.
Okay, so how did you initially collaborate with your band? The band that you have?
I just kind of found them through the music scene, like going to people's shows and just being at all the venues. And my producer, who worked with me on my last EP, and I'm working with him again, he just like knew a lot of musicians just from working with them. And he helped me out. 3. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, so they're awesome guys. Very lucky girl.
Has there ever been any restrictions between you and your bandmates of like you getting all the attention, or
no, because they know it's like my project and my dream, and I love them so much. And
so are they all doing stuff independently?
Yeah, pretty much. They all like are part of all different bands, and they kind of, you know, float around and do what they love to do and get to play their music. So it's awesome. But yeah, there isn't anything like that. I mean, they're so supportive of everything that I do. So it's amazing to be able to, you know, have a band like that and to be able to work with such great guys.
Right. So do you have other bandmates like on standby? Let's say because everyone's doing their own thing.
Right.
Do you have other people like?
Yeah, sometimes. I have other people fill in.
Okay. So they all know your music, like do you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. Lots
do they have to rehearse for you?
Yeah, we rehearse like.
No, I mean for them to join your.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kind of. I kind of like. I didn't do like formal, you know, informal rehearsals or whatever, but I kind of just like had people play with me, and like it just worked out the way it was, like upon availability and everything, and we all just clicked.
Right.
It took a year to find them.
Wow.
So from the time I started playing out, I've gone through like so many members and everything.
Right.
So yeah.
So I realize you have something in common, but you're a few steps ahead. Okay. So we both have sung the national anthem in public venues, but not. Wait, I'm not on your level yet. Hold on. Let's wait back up. 1 second. When I was in high school, I used to sing for like football games, and I sang for graduation and all that, you know, that kind of stuff. And I take vocal lessons on the side. But I did not know that you actually performed for the New York Mets 5 times. Ridiculous. So I'm not going to put myself in that category, but I tried to make up just a little bit. How on earth did you get that gig?
I had to.
Don't worry,
I had to send in some audition tapes. Okay. But yeah, it's been like amazing, and they've asked me back every year. So
yeah,
it's been
5
really
times.
Cool.
That's like insane.
Yeah.
So that's like
I
your
love
family
doing
now,
it.
so you just go in and
yeah, pretty much. They're like, oh, it's you again. Like, I guess we'll see you next year.
That is so awesome. So which game is it like?
It's just like a random game, whenever. But I got it through. I sent an audition tape through Premio Foods, which is a brand. They have like sausages. They're a big meat vendor, and they are from Jersey. So I sent in my audition tape to them because they sponsor games. So they've like always taken care of me and you know, sent in my tape, and yeah, that's how it pretty much happened. So every game that they sponsor, I pretty much do.
Are you comfortable around like crowds of 10,000 people? Is it like the same? Like, does it matter?
I actually feel like I'm less nervous when it's like a huge crowd, as opposed to like, it's the weirdest thing.
Do you actually see them, or do you zone out?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I see them, but I just try to focus on like an empty chair and not pay attention to anyone, because I'm also like trying to hear myself because of the feedback and everything. It's so delayed. Right. So I'm always like trying to focus. Can I tell you a funny, embarrassing story? No one has. Okay. So one time I was singing national anthem, okay, and it was in high school, and it was for Diamond S. If you're in honors for whatever amount of years. So I was singing, and I don't know what I was thinking about, but I just stopped, and I was like, where was I? It was so embarrassing. That's what
and everyone was like,
and
I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
For me to stop and say like, what was I saying here? I cried. Now I can laugh.
It happens.
But for graduation, the president, he said, you might want to take the words. I was like, oh, that's so embarrassing. So I had to print it out on the podium while I was singing. It was so embarrassing.
But you did it.
Yeah, but come on. Wow. But that's like a really hard song to sing.
It is,
yeah.
Especially a cappella.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You think you said one verse, and then once you start singing the next verse, you're like, I didn't sing that. Oh my god, it's embarrassing. So now the wrongs. Okay, so I'm gonna edit this out. Let me flip the page. Okay, so let's talk about your music. When and where do you find most clarity to write?
I write a lot in my room, but I feel like I get a lot of inspiration like in my daily life, and if it's something like someone said, or I'm like, wow, that's a really great line, I'll just like jot it down, or I just kind of like to free write in my journal, and I go back sometimes and just highlight, lines, and then I go through it when I like sit at my piano or my guitar, and I'm like, wow, that's a good line, like I'm gonna build from that, and I write a song, or I write a lot of poetry and a lot of short stories, so I'll kind of like do the same thing there, and I'll have like one phrase and it'll be in like a poem, like a paragraph, half a song, like everywhere, like trying to figure out where it belongs. But yeah, I pretty much, do a lot of my writing in my room, and just kind of like dim the lights a little bit, put some candles, and like do it like late at night on the weekend, especially like when no one's around, so I don't have to like hear anything, or late at night during the week. So yeah.
Do you have to go through something dramatic in order to write a good song? Do you feel?
I feel like a lot of my experiences I've written from, and yeah, I've gone through like a lot of.
Are there only your experiences?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I write other things that don't wind up being songs like about, I guess, other people, and trying to step out of my body from it, and trying to get a different perspective, but I feel like I connect more when it's me, and I'm drawing from like personal experiences and everything, so.
In your song, Lost, I was talking to Chris. I was listening to it last night, and I have a note, and the speakers on the back, and I just laid my head right on the speaker. And it played like 6 times.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
It was like right in my ear, and I'm on my bed, and I'm laying down. It's just like playing right in my ear. So I'm just letting you know. I listened to
Wait, something happened I don't know if it was this morning. I woke up super early to go work out, and I was like, why do I hear my song playing? Like, what's going on? And it was like 6:30 in the morning, and it was like my song Lost, like on repeat, and it was, I guess my roommate was pressing snooze. My roommate was pressing snooze. I was like, oh my god, like my song is her alarm. Like that's what wakes her up in the morning. And I didn't get to see her all day today, and I was like, oh my god. And I like walked out to the snow, and I was like, I wore the wrong shoes today, but I don't even care. I just heard my song play on someone's alarm, like on snooze.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so let me just read one of the.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. I thought we lived right next to each other. I'm like, it was me. Okay, so you say, time just makes it worse. We wouldn't be the first to love. I'm saying it wrong. So we'll be the first to love and lose it all to bad luck. Then you go on to say, I need to know if I should just let it go. What was the foundation for that song?
I don't really like to talk specifically about my songs, and I feel like everyone needs to kind of draw their own, because I don't know, I feel like sometimes when people tell me about what their song was, it's kind of like, wow, like I'm kind of upset because I was thinking it was this, and that's how I perceived it as, and that's how it hit home with me. So I think everyone takes, you know, songs
I've never heard
and
like
lyrics.
an explanation of it, but that actually makes a lot of sense.
But definitely like personal experience in relationships and stuff like that. But yeah, I like to keep it on the DL.
Okay. Okay, so when is your next, are you working on writing songs now?
I am, yeah. I've been really pushing myself and working a lot doing that. I'm excited to get back into the studio. I haven't been in there for like 2 years since I recorded my last EP that I've been playing out, and it's definitely time. So I'm really excited to start experimenting in the studio.
And how many tracks do you think you want to put on?
I think I'll probably do a single and like a B-side, and you know, release as a single first.
Okay, so singing is not your only niche. It's not. You know what I'm going to talk about. You have dabbled in the theater arts, so tell us more about what you've actually participated in.
Well, this past year, in the summer, I got cast for a play written by Vinny Pastore, and he was in The Sopranos. And yeah, he wrote this play called Crazy Horse. And I got cast as Luann, who is a waitress and an aspiring singer. And we did a reading for it in October at the Cutting Room, and it was really cool because I'm one of the only people who really sings in it, and it's amazing. It's so fun, and it was a great turnout. And we're trying to, you know, raise money and get investors and put it up off Broadway in the spring.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm really excited about that. And I'm going to be doing another reading in March, I think, just acting a little bit in it, and I've been trying to explore the world of acting.
Is it difficult? Is it like a totally different type of discipline?
It really is. I mean, I understand why like a lot of my acting friends are so drained, and like just physically and like mentally and emotionally, and I've taken only a few acting classes, and I feel like you know, my last acting class was 5 hours, and it was just, it was like, when I left I was so happy, but I got home and I literally ate like a huge bowl of pasta, and I passed out. Like, I was just exhausted. I mean, just to get to like, especially with method acting, just to like get to this place that you're so vulnerable and emotional, and it's the same with music, and it definitely helps a lot. Trying to discover that place and just getting there like automatically and reaching that point, and it's really important, but it's really difficult. Like, I commend you actors out there. Like, that's amazing. It's an amazing craft.
But you must love it, because if you're gonna...
Yeah, I mean, I want to. I mean, it helps both ways, you know. So
now, how long is the process? Like, okay, so your agent or whoever calls for you to say, okay, you got the part in the play. Now, from that part to actually performing, how long does that actually take?
Well, I got the script, I think, in July, and then we started rehearsals in September. So we did it, I think, we had like 6 rehearsals, and it was a staged reading, so we got to have our scripts with us. But there were like 4-hour rehearsals and everything, so it took like a month of rehearsal, so it wasn't that bad, but it was a lot of fun, and a lot of the actors in it are like super amazing. Like, one of them is nominated for a Tony, and really crazy stuff. Yeah, it's so awesome. But yeah, I think that when we do a full production of it in the spring, it's going to be a lot more demanding, and I'm going to have to memorize lines, and yeah, it's going to be fun though.
Do you think you can balance that and singing?
I mean, I have to.
Yeah.
I don't have a choice. I just have to do it all.
Did you grow up going to plays or seeing Broadway shows or musicals?
I I actually wasn't really into Broadway plays growing up. I mean, I
Is that a
loved
particular reason?
Wicked was like the only play I really liked. I don't know. I was just like more of like a rocker chick, and and even plays in high school, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be in my band, and I mean, I wish I kind of did it, but it happened now. So.
Who are some of the actors that actually inspired you to perform? Or do you watch a particular actor and say, okay, I gotta move like this, I gotta talk like this, or just to get comfortable?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really. I don't know. I mean, now that I've done it, I kind of like study, you know, movies and TV shows in that way, where I'm like looking at the way they act and the way they move and stuff.
You didn't notice before.
I didn't notice before, and now I'm taking more note of it because this is just like my first time kind of doing all of this, and I kind of just took an opportunity and was like, I'm just gonna try it.
Is Crazy Horse a drama or is it comedy?
It's comedy.
Okay.
It's comedy and a drama. It's both. I mean, it's a mixture of it all. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
That's good. What are some of your most fulfilling moments in life?
My most fulfilling moments. Being on stage, finishing a song. I don't know, like, I know this sounds so lame, but like sitting in my room on my bed with just like a book of poetry and just reading and like taking notes and writing. I don't know, everything creative like just fulfills me so much, and I don't know, like I feel like a few weeks ago I was doing that, and I was just like sitting in my room, and I do it a lot, but I just really kind of just immersed myself in it, and I had just like 4 poetry books like on my bed, and like my guitar and like my laptop, and I was just like so into it, and I was like, oh my god. And it was a Saturday night, and it was like 8 o'clock, and I was like in my robe, and my roommates are coming in. They're like, "You're coming outside?" I was like, "No, get out of my room! I'm working right now." And I just felt like so fulfilled, and it's just like, just art fulfills me, and creativity, and seeing other people do art and putting themselves out there. It's just like, yeah, it's just like it fills me, and it just feels good. It's like when you listen to a song or read a book that just hits home for you, you know, and it's just like that fulfilled feeling, and you just, it's an amazing feeling. Yeah, so.
I'm so happy for you.
Oh, thank
you so much for coming over down here, and this, well, it's not really snowing, but it's freezing outside. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you perform again. I just want you to tell the viewers where they can find you, if you have any performances or any website that they can find you.
You guys can find me on biancamonica.com or Instagram at biancamonica or Twitter at biancamonica. And don't have any shows coming up right now, but in a few months I will be, and look out for new music coming soon.
Thank you.